Good morning. It is 8:40 in the morning on a Monday morning. Okay? The day after Mother's Day. Okay? Everything has been extremely crazy. Today is the 11th. And of course, as always, it is a beautiful day on the south side of GA, right? So, this is my last episode, and this last episode is just for season 1. We will be, revamping and basically trying to keep it a little more organized, get more guests on season 2, and so on and so forth, and just make it more about you and having fun with it as well, right? So, I thought that the break between season 1 and season 2 was going to be long. I was thinking maybe a month, but with everything that's going on, I have to continue on. So I'm going to give myself at least until Thursday to just pretty much come up with more topics and ask you more questions about what should happen, right? So recently, which was yesterday, Sunday, I wanted yesterday to be my last episode. Unfortunately, that's kind of didn't happen that way. It was Mother's Day, and I am a mother myself. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that deserve it. I hope that you enjoyed your day off or your day of rest, hopefully, like I did myself. I did definitely explain to my kids this year, do not hand make me no gift, okay? And the only reason I said that, call me insensitive, call me whatever it is that you want to call me. For the past 9 years of my daughter's life on this earth, I've been getting, for the past 7 years of my daughter's life on this earth, I have been getting handmade gifts and been very appreciative. This year, I recently got her own debit card where money comes from my account to her account. If you don't know, it actually teaches the children how to save money at a young age, set goals, and actually achieve them. You get a weekly allowance, maybe not. You can always change it. Go look it up. It's called Go Henry's. Pretty effective. So I think she's starting to learn the value of money at the age of 8. So I felt like this year, I'm giving you money. And it's been coming out of my account. Even when I don't have it, it's replenished. And I said this year I'm not accepting a handmade gift. A lot of people told me that was really bad to tell my children. But hell, my son, he only got 2 more years before I tell his ass. I'm not accepting no more handmade gifts from his ass either. You better scrape up your little coins and give mommy a real gift. So this year was my first official Mother's Day, and I got a real official gift. I didn't really have to lift a finger. I slept most of the day, but I did get a nice little necklace and extenders for my necklace, just in case my neck was a little too fat, which it wasn't, but I like the looseness of my necklace, and it says Mom. It was from Walmart. I definitely appreciate it. I would have been happy with a card, but they went over and beyond for me, so I can say I definitely appreciate it. Now, on to other news. I'm definitely still trying to digest what's going on, right? There has been like a talk about a second round of stimulus checks for this COVID-19 situation that's going on, and I know it's pretty fucking vague that everybody is sitting up here talking about COVID-19 still and stimulus checks and things of that nature. Now, the reason why I say this stimulus check, the second round, is very important because there's a strong possibility that you may get $2,000 a month. And definitely it will be retroactive for March. So you have a strong possibility of getting about $6,000, okay? Now, for people who are married and filed jointly, and you make less than $200,000 with 3 kids, you have a possibility of getting at least $10,000 a month. Now, mind you, you also have to remember that over the past couple of years, 2018, 2019, A lot of people have not been doing what they needed to do. Letting other people claim their kids. Those will be the people who initially will get those perks of claiming those children, right? It's the AGI income based situation. So if you made $100,000 and you're single, if you made $101,000, basically every 100, your stimulus check will get deducted $100 every dollar amount that you get over. So if you're single and you made 100,000 or 100 and 200,000, 100,000, 200, then you will have $200 less dollars of your stimulus monthly check, right? You have, for people who are head of household, you have to make at least 150,000 or less. And for married people, you need to make 200,000 or less. Dependents are definitely, that will make the situation a whole lot better. But, to each his own. They're trying to make the economy to stimulate as much as possible. The little $1,200 plus the $500 extra dollars per dependent wasn't enough to stimulate the economy, which means it wasn't enough to get the people back into stores, or people wanting to shop and people wanting to buy food and things of that nature. Because a lot of people, such as myself, I invested some, and I am building someone else's credit with the things that I need to do in order to assist. And I'm also taking the time out to force myself to save money as well. So there's a lot of that going on now. It is in the Senate. They're supposed to go back and vote on this whole situation May the 14th. So that's why I said Thursday. I will be back with an updated version of this podcast, because we need to know what the hell is going on and what's going to happen, right? The name of this bill is initially called the Monthly Economy Crisis Support Act, right? And it was pieced together by three different senators from three different states: Bernie Sanders, Tamia Harris, and this other cat, I can't even remember his name, but it was initially brought up and brought to Senate like April the 28th. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. But mind you, I just want you to know the history of this Monthly Economy Crisis Support Act, right? This act was compiled by other different acts. Mainly the meat and the potatoes of this act was actually taken from another act, which was almost passed. It was called the Middle Class Care Act. And that was brought up in 2019. So they already knew that this was coming. They wanted to support the middle class before the lower class. And mind you, majority of Americans, we're more lower class, and we're considered poverty. For those who are like myself, I actually just moved back home with my parents. Technically, I would be considered homeless. If your name is not on a lease, you are considered homeless, which makes you under the poverty line. It doesn't matter how much money, it doesn't matter how much anything, you're considered poverty for America, right? Please definitely keep that in mind. So with them sending out the first round of stimulus checks, I think they kind of worked out majority of the kinks. Majority, not all, but it's okay. Another situation that I also want to discuss is the simple fact that so there are many different acts that are being pushed through, some not being pushed through, some being held. They're still trying to vote on it, things of that nature, right? One of them is about cancellation of rent and basically trying to pay rent as much as possible for the people who are still paying rent. Didn't necessarily say anything about people with mortgages, but to each his own. They're also trying to see about a bill that could potentially give employers an opportunity to actually give you a signing bonus. And the only time that I've ever heard of anyone getting a signing bonus is actually truck drivers, things of that nature, to just get them to drive trucks. So basically, they're trying to get restaurants to get their employees to come back, because a lot of employees aren't coming back because of a lot of different things that are being said and put up. According to a specific article, I'm not really going to say the name of the article, but there was an article that came out that basically said that Amazon has basically said that a lot of their important people, a lot of their important workers can mainly come back in October of this year. Now, Facebook, on the other hand, Facebook has already said a lot of their employees, they wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable with them coming back January of next year of 2021. For me personally, I feel like that says a lot. If these high companies with good dividends are suggesting these major suggestions of October and January of next year, that says a lot. We're still going through this pandemic, and we're still going through this together. Even the people such as myself, I'm an essential worker. I still have bills that I definitely have to pay, and I'm definitely going to continue to make payments and do whatever it is that I need to do. But if they do not pass this CARES Act this Thursday, it is going to be a shit show. And the only reason I feel like that is because you initially have taken America's certain working class, because I feel like there are different levels to working class. You're taking certain levels of working class out of their home that they've worked hard for. I'm talking about years. You're putting them out of homes. You're also sitting there putting some people in deeper predicaments where they initially would be considered homeless, because homeless people weren't considered in this act. But I will say this, the first round of stimulus checks that were put out, a lot of people did not get them because, number one, a lot of bank information was wrong. Number two, a lot of people that passed away originally from COVID-19, they definitely got their checks, while a lot of people who are still alive and kicking and still possibly going to work and risking their lives did not get anything. So banking information was definitely wrong, as well as you also have the debt collectors. For those who had debt, they went ahead and they went into people's bank accounts and snatched that little $1,200 up. So this act that is potentially going to pass, we're going to have high hopes for that it will pass, and that, it will get some type of something, some indication, just to let us know, like, okay, this right here, this $2,000 a month, and having it possibly retroactive for $6,000, that is definitely going to stimulate the economy. That's going to get more things done, more jobs, and not put people out of their homes, and possibly get somebody like me back into my own home. Maybe, possibly, we don't know. We're still waiting. So we have until Thursday to try to figure it out. We're going to keep high hopes on everything. But other than that, I'm still just basically just trying to survive, and trying to make stuff happen for me that wouldn't normally happen. Right now, we're going to take a social media break, right? So, of course, I definitely want to give a shout out to Use_2_. He is a pretty funny character. He's a very attractive man. I also want to give a shout out to Fox 8 News. Go look her up. If anytime you need any type of advertisement, she is definitely your go-to girl. Her numbers don't lie, okay? As well as they're still talking about the people who march for Aubrey, okay? It wasn't just regular folks that were walking for Mr. Aubrey, there were other people that was walking for Aubrey, such as the Black Panther Party. So definitely just, get an understanding of everything. They're still trying to work out the simple facts of, they're trying to work out the simple fact of just getting more testing centers. But it doesn't work if, number one, people who do have COVID-19 don't stay in the house and quarantine. It also does not work if, two, you do have symptoms and you haven't gotten tested and you were wrongfully diagnosed, possibly. We don't know, right? It's all in a situation. Outside of that, I'm still trying to digest the whole Drake album. I'm really just waiting at this moment, okay? So, as always, love, peace, and soul. For a fact, it's always going to be a beautiful day on the south side of GA. Keep your heads up and nothing but positivity. Nothing but positivity. Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all on Thursday.